Welcome to Bluff Creek Podcast Radio. I'm Sage.
And I'm Kareem.
And I'm Maxwell.
Today's special guest is
Mr. Kuske.
Hello. Mind if we ask you some questions?
That'd be great.
So, how was school like when you grew up?
School was, I guess, a little different. We didn't really have any computers when I was in school until I was a sophomore in high school. So the first computers we had were Apple IIe's. And you couldn't really do much other than play Oregon Trail. And did you guys ever play Oregon Trail at all? Pac-Man wasn't even on there. Those were video games that you could play.
Put it on there.
What did you do in Oregon Trail?
Well, Oregon Trail is where you would buy supplies like ammunition and food, and then you'd also have to have money and figure out what kind of supplies you would need to survive a trip out to Oregon on the Oregon Trail. And so if you ran out of food or your wheel fell off your wagon, then you'd be in trouble and have to pay somebody with food or with maybe some services, whatever, and then make your trip yet.
What about at the end?
Well, at the end, I don't know that a whole lot of people were successful in getting there because usually they died, which happened to a lot of the pioneers too.
So just like Super Mario.
Yeah.
Except Super Mario, you don't just die.
You always get another chance to
go back.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite lunch food at school?
My favorite lunch food at school was pizza. It was a little bit different than the pizza today. It was more rectangular and just had a lot of cheese, and it was really tasty.
Cool.
Yeah. So, what do you do at District 112?
So in District 112, I help teachers and I help students with using technology. So I might go into a classroom and I might actually teach a lesson on how to create a Google site or how to use Google Docs. And the teacher will either help me teach or they'll watch me teach. And then I do a lot of brainstorming and problem solving. So if a teacher wants to do something, we'll sit down and talk and try to figure out how to use technology in the classroom to help learning take place.
Very cool.
What are you working on now?
One of the things that I'm really working on right now is helping get information out to our community about the referendum that's coming up. So to show them what kinds of things would happen if we have a referendum pass and if it doesn't pass. So to give them information about how students can use technology to help them learn more, and so what would they get if they decided to vote for or against the referendum coming up.
Do you work in a cubicle?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like it in there?
I don't really like the cubicle. I did have an office. Actually, at one time I had 3 offices because I worked in 3 schools, which was kind of hard too, but I'm usually out in the schools working with people, so I don't spend a whole lot of time in my cubicle.
Oh, is a cubicle like in those offices when they're all together?
They are, yeah. So you have a bunch of people working in one room, and the cubicle kind of separates.
It's
you
like
from
walls of debt.
They're mini walls, yeah.
Bunch of offices in one big
That's
room.
right.
Now I get it.
What ideas do you have in the future?
Well, one thing that I'd like to do is work with have more teachers using technology in the classroom and helping students collaborate and create things, because I think that's something that really engages students in learning is when you guys are actually able to create things. And you guys were talking about creating an app and doing that kind of work. So a lot of problem solving and trying to figure things out. So I want to help people do that more.
A famous quote from Miss Ottinger: "Be a problem solver."
Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for the opportunity to be interviewed.
Today's Bluff Creek Podcast Radio was brought to you by
Bluff Creek Elementary, and Eastern Carver County Schools.
Welcome to Bluff Creek Podcast Radio. I'm Sage.
And I'm Kareem.
And I'm Maxwell.
Today's special guest is
Mr. Kuske.
Hello. Mind if we ask you some questions?
That'd be great.
So,